It's Nilvarcus here. Let's talk about Amazon Game Studios. When you hear that name, what is the first thing that comes to mind? For a lot of us, it's the history of high-profile cancellations and a few games that struggled to find their footing. It's not exactly a name that inspires a ton of confidence, which is why it's so interesting that their next big project is attempt to break into one of the most difficult, most punishing genres in all of gaming. They're making a MOBA. It's called March of Giants, and it's not just another clone, it's a MOBA mixed with the real-time strategy game. The game is currently in closed playtest under a heavy NDA, so we won't be seeing any leaked gameplay here, but based on what the developers have officially shared, we have a very clear picture of what they're trying to build. So what exactly is March of Giants? And does it have any chance of surviving in the world dominated by the Titans? Let's break it down. Amazon is officially calling March of Giants a war MOBA. It's a 4v4 free-to-play PC game, but the similarities to traditional MOBA mostly end there. The core idea is built on 2 layers of control. First, you pick a giant. This is your hero. It's a powerful super soldier with the unique abilities, just like you'd expect. But here's the twist. While you're controlling your giant, you're also simultaneously commanding an army of thousands of AI soldiers on the ground. Think of it like this. You're controlling your hero, dodging skill shots, and fighting other giants, but you're also the general. You can order your army to push a specific lane, reinforce defensive positions, or storm an enemy outpost. On top of that, you can deploy tactical structures called battleworks in real time. We're talking trenches, tanks, and bunkers that can create choke points or provide cover. The entire battlefield is meant to be dynamic and constantly shifting. The whole thing is set in a gritty, steampunk-inspired world that feels more like early 1900s than high fantasy kingdom. So the concept is pretty ambitious, I think, but we have to address the 2 giant elephants in the room, League of Legends and Dota 2. The MOBA genre is famously brutally difficult for new games to break into. Many have tried, and almost all have failed. The big reason to this is the concept called critical mass. MOBA needs a massive active player base to function. Without it, the queue times get longer, matchmaking quality gets worse, and the game enters a death spiral. The team at Amazon seems to know this. They aren't trying to make a better League of Legends, they're trying to make a different game entirely. By blending in these deep RTS mechanics, they're not fighting for the same exact audience. Their path to success isn't to steal players, but to create a new niche. It does sound like a smart strategy on paper, but it also feels like a pretty massive gamble from them. So, what's my take on the game so far? I actually haven't played it myself, and because of the NDA, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but having looked at the design philosophy and the core concept, I'm feeling a mixture of excitement and extreme skepticism. I think on the one hand, the potential here is pretty huge. The MOBA genre has for years shifted more and more towards the fast-paced hero action, leaving a lot of its strategic roots behind. Reintroducing large-scale army control and battlefield construction could bring a level of macro strategy that we haven't really seen in this space for a very long time. It could definitely be like a breath of fresh air in the genre. On the other hand, a concept this ambitious is incredibly hard to execute. Some of the biggest challenges gonna be how do you make controlling both a hero and an army feel fluid and intuitive and not like a clunky, overwhelming mess. The early reports from people discussing the alpha have pointed out a few potential issues, like the core soldier controls having steep learning curve and the lack of visual clarity. Some have said that the giants don't feel actual giant, but more like a normal-sized people surrounded by ants, which kind of breaks the core fantasy. And if the defensive structures are too strong, the matches could devolve into long, awkward stalemates. And this is one of my biggest issues with the current MOBA games too, is the fact that the matches take forever. When it comes to the League or Dota, I just don't want to play like a 30 to 45 minute matches. Like, give me a 10 to 15 minute matches, and I think that would be like the perfect time I want to be spending on a single match. So where do I kind of land with this game before I actually play it? Honestly, I think launching a successful new MOBA in 2025, it's nearly impossible. The winners have kind of been decided already, and you would not be able to compete with League and Dota in this genre, I think. You have to do something different. I kind of see that they are trying to do something different here. This whole game does feel like a pretty high risk for Amazon, so I'm kind of curious to see how it actually goes when they actually drop the NDA for it. So, to sum it all up, March of Giants is Amazon's new ambitious attempt to fuse the hero action of a MOBA with the large-scale command of an RTS game. The game does have a pretty unique theme and a core concept that kind of sets it apart from everything else on the market right now, but I think the game is going to be facing a massive uphill battle in the genre with the graveyard full of failed projects. I think its success will depend heavily on if they can make the core hybrid mechanics fun, fluid, and deep enough to build a new community from the scratch, because that's pretty much who they banking this game is for. The people who have fallen off from the MOBA wagon and want to get back on it. It's definitely an interesting project after all the failed projects from Amazon Game Studios. This is like the least likely genre of game that I saw them ever making, so it is quite surprising that they are creating a MOBA game. But yeah, based on what you heard about the game in this video, what do you think? Do you think this kind of a MOBA / RTS hybrid could actually work in the current live service gaming landscape? Or is it gonna be just another failure for the Amazon Game Studio? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, it really helps me out. Thanks for watching, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.